Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for kindly being present here today. I'm very honored to be at the home of Vrajanath Prabhu and Champaka Gopi Mataji. Yes. Last time, few years ago, there was supposed to be a program, but the home was also different that time. and both of them were also different because they were not initiated that time, I think. Yes. So now new home and new people, and they're both initiated now, and they have a wonderful new home. This is a new home, I believe. Yes.
It's kind of a little bit renovated to
That's what you call new. It looks spick and span, very new. So I'm very happy to be here. And thank you, Vrajanath Prabhu, and thank you, Mataji, for kindly opening the doors of your home on this auspicious occasion of Ekadashi, kindly inviting myself here, and all the wonderful devotees here. And thank you everybody for kindly being present here. I see Tejas Prabhu, who is a member of my troublemaking gang. And we also have Gopal Prabhu, who's new addition. So gradually we'll train him how to create trouble. Thank you, Prabhu. But thank you very much, dear devotees, for kindly being here. And on the way, Sachindra Krishna Prabhu, they is also coming with other family members of mine. They'll be coming soon. But we can begin. This is a very nice informal setting program, so that we can have some nice Harikatha on Ekadashi. Before I begin, I'd like to offer Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations. Most of us know these prayers. You can kindly sing along with me. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaryam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Veshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauradvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama So we have Sachindra Krishna Prabhu here.
Yeah, because in the first class you were mentioning Wednesday. We'll keep embarrassing
So, dear devotees, welcome to the program. It's a wonderful afternoon. It's a wonderful afternoon, dear devotees, and we are discussing some direct Krishna Katha, which is from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The 10th canto is considered to be the mainstay of the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srila Prabhupada wanted his disciples and grand disciples to also read the 10th canto, but he wanted them to read it after the first 9 cantos. So then some devotees came to Srila Prabhupada and said, what about our desire to immediately read the 10th canto? There should be something about our desire to immediately read the 10th canto. So then Srila Prabhupada also made a new book which was about summary of the pastimes of 10th canto, which any devotee can read irrespective of whether they have read the first 9 cantos or not. And this was Krishna book. So Krishna book is something we give even to new people, so they can read Bhagwan Shri Krishna's pastimes directly. And then there is also the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, dear devotees. So today we are discussing a wonderful pastime from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is about the Yajna Patnis or fortunate wives of the brahmanas. Dear devotees, we'll begin with a quote from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada says something at the end of his Krishna book in the 90th chapter. So, Prabhuji, you have a good enough voice. Huh? Please read what Prabhupada says.
The transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, are so powerful that simply by hearing, reading, and memorizing this book, Krishna, one is sure to be transferred to the spiritual world, which is ordinarily very difficult to achieve. The description of the pastimes of Lord Krishna is so attractive that it automatically gives us an impetus to study repeatedly. And the more we study the pastimes of the Lord, the more we become attached to him. This very attachment to Krishna makes one eligible to be transferred to his abode, Golok Vrindavan.
Alright. So how many of us wish to be transferred to Krishna's abode, Golok Vrindavan, at the end of this life? Everybody wants to go. Huh? Achha, achha. But thoda hard work is needed, na, aisa, huh? So that hard work is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada in the paragraph. I have highlighted it. The more we study the pastimes of the Lord, the more we become attached to him. It's very important to have direct study of pastimes of Shri Krishna. The devotees, it's very important to develop a culture of smaran, remembrance around Shri Krishna Leela. If we don't have a culture of smaran around Shri Krishna Leela, forget about smaran at the moment of death. It's simply not possible. Therefore, repeatedly I am highlighting, in yesterday's class also in Padyavali, I was highlighting that there should be a culture of healthy smaran around Shri Krishna Leela. And for this reason, there are so many commentators who have made Shri Krishna Leela very, very tasty. Because when you read in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it may feel to you like plain vanilla. Krishna came, one demon came, Krishna punched him, demon came. End of story, Krishna went home. So that is what you might feel. But the commentators add a lot of spice to the pastimes and reveal many hidden details. So today we are going to bring out one such commentator, and then we will see what they have specified about it. But dear devotees, somebody may ask, what is your qualification to speak on Krishna Leela? The speaker also should have qualification. So listeners have qualification. But what about speaker? So I'd like to say one thing very honestly at this point of time, that my qualification is that I am disqualified to speak. But still I am making an attempt to speak because I am speaking on the strength of the realizations of the previous acharyas. I am not trying to add anything new here. In the 9th century, there was a very nice poet in the western part of India. His name was Jayadev. He is different from the Jayadev Goswami who appeared in eastern India. So this is the western Jayadev. And he was a great poet of Sanskrit literature. he wanted to write a new book on Sanskrit poetics. And when he started to write a new book, his friends told him everything has already been written. What is the use of you writing a new book? You will only spoil the opinions of the previous great acharyas. Better not write a book. So Jayadev got a little discouraged at heart. Finally, he meditated and then he ended up writing his book. In the beginning of his book, he wrote a verse which justified why he is writing this book, and he wrote a verse in the beginning of his work. This is the verse that he wrote in the beginning of his literature called Chandralok. This literature became one of the most popular literatures for poetics in India. So much so that later Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan wrote a commentary upon it. Chandralok. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan also studied this book when he had to study poetics. So in the beginning of Chandralok, Jayadev Kavi writes, I am speaking, please repeat after me.
नाशङ्कनीयमेतेषाम्
मतम् एतेन दूष्यते
मतमेतेन दुष्यते
किन्तु चक्षुर्मृगाक्षीणाम्
किन्तु चक्षुर्मृगाक्षीणाम्
कज्जलेनैव भूष्यते
कज्जलेनैव भूष्यते.
Sri Jayadev is aware of the perpetual problem that every author or every speaker has to face, because there is somebody who thinks, what is your qualification? Previous acharyas have given everything, and Tejas Prabhu, haven't previous acharyas given everything?
Yes.
So why should we speak? Just open the book and read. That's all. Okay? Actually, everything has already been given. So why should we speak? So Sri Jayadev Goswami, Sri Jayadev says, Na ashankaniyam. Don't have this doubt in your heart, dear devotees. Etesham matam. That the opinions of the previous great acharyas, etena dushyate, will be spoiled by my explanations. Don't think like this. Please never think that the opinions of the previous great acharyas will be spoiled by my explanations. No. My explanations may be as useless as kajal. You know what is kajal? This dark substance. What will happen if you put kajal on the wall? Smears it. What will happen if you put kajal on the dhoti? Stay in it. Put kajal anywhere, it will spoil that thing. Kintu, but chakshur mrigakshinam, what happens if you put kajal on the eyes of beautiful ladies? More beautiful. So he said, my realization may be like kajal, but the writings of the previous acharyas are like the eyes of beautiful ladies. So I am confident that when my kajal-like realizations will be applied to the beautiful eyes of the writings of the previous acharyas, these writings will come out to be even more beautiful. So in this spirit, he wrote Chandralok, and this became one of the most celebrated book of poetics in India, so much so that Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, when he had to study poetics, at that particular point of time, he also studied through Chandralok. Such a wonderful book. In a single verse, he gives the definition and example. This is his expertise. So you don't have to do anything else. You have to learn a figure of speech, go to Chandralok, he will tell you what is the definition in the first line and the example in the second line. That's all. So this is the beauty of Chandralok, and this is how he wrote it. This is the translation. Prabhuji, kindly read.
The audience should kindly not doubt that the opinions of these previous great acharyas will be spoiled by these explanations of mine. In fact, their opinions will be highlighted and glorified even more, just as beautiful doe-eyed ladies appear even more beautifully decorated when a useless black substance named kajal, kohl, is applied on their eyes.
So this, dear devotees, is the mood of Sri Jayadev when he was composing Chandralok. Already beautiful eyed ladies look beautiful, but when kajal is applied on their eyes, they appear even more beautiful. These are Indian standards, traditional Indian standards of beauty. Really good. Don't try to find them in the modern world. You will be disappointed in the modern world. Saundarya is different. And piercing beauty of the modern world is different. Saundarya is a completely different concept. We have to gradually, when we study Shastra, we have to understand what is the type of beauty that Krishna likes. So that type of beauty is described in the traditional Shastra. Don't go by the definitions of modern world. No? That beauty is completely different. This is traditional beauty, devotees. Na shankaniya mete sham, matamete na dushyate. Chakshur mrigakshinam kajjalene vabhushyate. There is a separate section in the writings of Sri Rupa Goswami where he dedicates to defining what is Saundarya, what is beauty, what is Lavanya, what is radiant beauty. And then he gives all these definitions so that we can understand actually what should be our standards of beauty. Because our standards of beauty have become very perverse nowadays. We think nowadays it is seen that the more sharp and cruel the eyes, the more they are considered to be beautiful. The more bold, the more sharp, the more cruel and piercing the eyes, the more it is considered to be beautiful. That is not a traditional standard of. Traditional standard of beauty is mrigakshi. Mrigakshi means welcoming eyes and very, very gentle mood in the eyes, dear devotees. That is traditional standard of beauty. But unfortunately, we are not living in the traditional world. But still, it's important to preserve these standards. Anyways, we are discussing Sri Krishna Leela. Dear devotees, our Bhagwan, Sri Krishna, often used to go to the forest with his friends. And this is a pastime when Sri Krishna had already attained the age of around 6 or 7 years. He is going to the forest with his friends, dear devotees, and Bhagwan never used to eat alone. You will see in Sri Krishna Leela. Does Sri Krishna ever eat alone at any point of time? No. Never a time when Sri Krishna would eat alone. Always Sri Krishna would be surrounded. You know the cheat code from the Krishna. Where did you hear that Krishna ate alone?
With Harshan.
Who spoke that?
Your Guru.
So that's cheating. That's cheating. Okay. I'll tell you what he wanted to say. Krishna ate dirt alone. That's what they want. But that's not something worth eating. Foodstuffs Krishna will never eat alone. Krishna will always eat with all of his friends in a big assembly. So dear devotees, this is something which is very important for all of us to understand. That whenever we eat, we should never eat alone. Nowadays we have a culture of to go. I don't know, to go where I don't to go. We don't know where we are going. We have to go somewhere. And the boxes are also named like that, to go. So one fine day, the gopas, the devotees, usually the gopas would be given tiffins, packed, and those traditional tiffins. Traditional tiffin in leaf, Mother Yashoda will pack, all the gopis will pack everything. They'll bring to the forest, they'll gather at one place and everybody will share the tiffin. And this is Sakhyaras. Rupa Goswami says those who are relishers of Sakhyaras, they understand their rus to be the highest. There is no rus like Sakhyaras, dear devotees. Why? In Dasya ras, the devotee always has to be in a lower position. Vatsalya ras, the devotee always has to be in a higher position. Sakhya ras, there's equality. And there is fun in equality, dear devotees. There is fun in equality. And equality means you can sometimes become higher, sometimes become lower, sometimes you can dictate to Krishna. Sometimes you can snatch a morsel out of Krishna's hand and Krishna cannot do anything to you. You can try it with other forms of Bhagwan, don't try with Narasimhadev. Snatching a morsel of food from his hand. That's probably that will be the last morsel. So don't try this with anybody else. Right? It's only meant for Sakhyaras relationships with Sri Krishna. One fine day, however, they ran out of food. There was no more food to eat. Why? The Acharyas explained this was the day that the forest fire had taken place. So there was a forest fire that took place. A demon had come in the form of a forest fire. And what did Sri Krishna do? He swallowed up the entire forest fire. But in that forest fire, the boys lost something. What did they lose? Their tiffin. It's not prashad. Prashad is what we eat. Krishna and the boys don't eat prashad. What do they eat? Bhoga. Directly. What do they eat? Bhoga. That's what they eat. And the prashad is for sadhak bhaktas. These are siddhas. They are perfected entities. Alright, so that particular day, what happened? Sri Shukdev Goswami describes in the Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll sing the verse. This is from the 23rd chapter of the 10th canto, first verse. Please repeat after me. Shri Gopa Uchu.
Shri Gopa Uchu.
Ram Ram Mahabaho.
Ram Ram Mahabaho.
Krishna Dushta Nibarhana.
Krishna Dushta Nivarhana.
Esha Vai Badhate Kshunna.
Esha Vai Badate Kshunna.
Satchantim Kartum Arhatha.
Tatshantim Kartum Arhata.
So, Sri Gopa Uchu, all the Gopa boys, they have one person to go and complain to, whom they will go and complain to Krishna, right? And Balaram. See, they are devotees. Therefore, Krishna is very hesitant to accept somebody in the spiritual world. Because they all come with the title Das. They all come, we are Das, that Das, this Dasi, that. And once Krishna accepts somebody in the spiritual world, and if they ask Krishna for something, can Krishna say no to them? Let's say today, Prabhu, in this life you end up going back to Godhead, and we pray that happens. Once you go back to Godhead, and then you have a desire, Krishna, I want this, and you say to Krishna, what will Krishna say? No.
Yes.
See, already in his mind, huh? The expectations of the relationship are set. He's kitna chatur hai ki nahi? So that Prabhu, in the spiritual world, Krishna can't say no to you, hai na? So in the spiritual world, who is actually Das? है ना, सही बात है ना? Therefore, Krishna is very hesitant to accept somebody in the spiritual world. Srimad Bhagavatam it says, Muktim dadati karichit smana bhakti yogam. One time he will give impersonal liberation very easily. But he will not give the opportunity to render personal service to him very, very easily. Why? Because once he gives that opportunity, he cannot say no to you. It's also Ramayana, in Ram Leela was, Ram Navami was there nearby. There's a very classic example that I like to give. Bhagwan Ram became friends with Sugriv on a condition. What was the condition? That Bhagwan Ram will help Sugriv. What will he help Sugriv in? Killing Bali and regaining his kingdom. And what will Sugriv help Bhagwan Ram in? Finding Sita. Did Bhagwan Ram live up to his promise? Did he fulfill his part of the promise? Yes, he fulfilled his part of immediately. Acha. Did Sugriv immediately fulfill his promise?
No.
He made Bhagwan Ram wait for 4 months. What excuse? Chaturmas. Rainy season, my monkeys will sleep in the mud and they'll not be able to find. So after 4 months. So Bhagwan Ram has to go through 4 months of separation. Acha, in 4 months, what is Sugriv doing?
Party.
Huh? That's in modern terms. Sugriv broke all the 4 regulative principles in these 4 months. Because he was suffering so much on that Parvat, Rishyamukh Parvat. He was living a life of austerity. Once he became the king, he lost all sense of regulative principles and broke all the regulative principles. And although Bhagwan Ram is just staying nearby, and he took Bali's wife, Tara, as his own wife. And this is basically, he's breaking the 4th regulative principle. And all other regulative principles were broken. And after forgot 4 months are over and he is happy in his kingdom, then Bhagwan Ram started saying to Lakshman, I don't know what is happening with Sugriv. Look, that is Bhagwan Ram's nature, huh? I don't know what is happening with Sugriv. Lakshman said, I know what is happening. I will fix the situation. Just let me go once. So Lakshman went and outside Sugriv's door he twanged his bow. Sugriv fell from his seat. So then Sugriv came back to his senses. Actually I broke 4 regulative principles. So Prabhu, Sugriv broke 4 regulative principles when Bhagwan Ram was just staying in the nearby forest. So he should be disqualified, right? But did Bhagwan Ram say, chalo go back? Can Bhagwan send a person back after he has accepted a person? No. That is the nature of Bhagwan. So therefore Bhagwan is very selective when it comes to bringing a person. Because when he is once he is accepted, there is no question of separation from Bhagwan in the spiritual world. So these Gopas also, now they are hungry. So they are saying something. Rama, Rama. So they know elder brother's name first, younger brother's name later. So elder brother's name first. Rama, or Balram, Mahabaho, very strong arms. Why? Where did we see your strong arms? Talwan mein you showed, Mahabaho. Krishna and the younger brother, Dushtani Barhana. You are the destroyer of the evil-minded demons. Now, Esha vai badhate kshun. Kshut refers to hunger. Badhate means giving trouble. So this hunger is now giving us trouble. Tat chanting kartum arhata. Now you should, satisfy our hunger. So Krishna will say, who is Das? Who is... But this is how relationships are in the spiritual world. Dear devotees, this is what we should look forward to in the spiritual world. Spiritual world, once you are in the Siddha Avastha means perfected body. Then in Goloka Vrindavan, you dictate to Shri Krishna. That is all. So, but it takes, attaining Goloka Vrindavan will be one of the most difficult things for a devotee. Sri Rupa Goswami has said in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, one of the 6 qualities of Uttama Bhakti is Sudurlabha. What is the meaning of Sudurlabha? Extremely rarely achieved. It's very easy to enter into the path. But to come out on the other side and attain Prema Bhakti is perhaps going to be one of the most difficult things. Most individuals don't have the proper attitude. Neither do they have the proper guidance to understand how to come out on the other side and attain Prema Bhakti. Anyways, so this is the translation. Prabhuji, kindly read what is being said.
Cowherd voice said, O Ram, Ram, mighty armed one. O Krishna, chastiser of the wicked. We are being harassed by hunger and you should do something about it.
Dear devotees, at this particular point of time, there is a very special commentator, Sri Harishwari. My Diksha Guru, Sri Srimad Radha Govindas Swami Maharaj, one of his favorite commentator on the 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. He would never speak a katha unless this particular personality was mentioned in the 10th canto. Srila Prabhupada also names a disciple after him. We have Harishwari Prabhu in our ISKCON society. But there is an original Harishwari, after whom Harishwari Prabhu is named in the society. The original Harishwari is a commentator on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So he says something at this point of time. He says the Gopas were indirectly taunting Krishna. What were they taunting Krishna? Are bhai, external fire to you extinguished, hai na? But as soon as external fire was extinguished, another fire has come up. Which fire has come up? Internal fire has come up. Now you showed your expertise in extinguishing external fire, but we will believe your expertise only when you manage to extinguish another fire. Which fire is that? The internal fire. So that is how, see how the commentator adds spice, to the pastimes. 10th canto is 10th canto. Alright, but 10th canto, which Harishwari is there, is like masala market 10th canto. That's what you want actually. Why do you want that? Because Sri Rupa Goswami has said, Yena kena prakarena manaha Krishne niveshaye. Somehow or other, try to find taste in Krishna Leela. And if somebody is helping you find that taste, dear devotees, please know that this person is very helpful for our attainment of taste in Sri Krishna Leela. Anyways, I should first introduce him. Sri Harishwari is a personality. He is perhaps the final Sanskrit commentator on the Srimad Bhagavatam. After him, the culture of composing Sanskrit commentary stopped. He belongs to the final generation of Sanskrit commentators who wrote a commentary in Sanskrit on the Srimad Bhagavatam. He was born in the 18th century in the western part of India in Nashik. How many of us have heard of or been to Nashik? Yes, Nashik is a very famous town of brahmanas. Dear devotees, it's a Brahman town. So he was born in Nashik in the 18th century in a Kashyap Gotra Brahmana family. From his childhood, he learned all the Vedic sciences. Which is the first Vedic science that is taught to a child? Does anybody know? Akshar, okay. Akshar is so you are taught at home. The Guru teaches something in the beginning. First thing which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu read with his Guru, studied with his Guru, Gangadas Pandit, grammar, Vyakaran. The first thing he learnt was Paniniya Vyakaran, grammar of Panini. Then he learnt Nyaya, Mimamsa, Vedanta. There are 14 branches of knowledge. He learnt all 14 from them, from his Gurujanas. And the Veda which his family used to follow is Rig Veda. So his Veda is Rig Veda. And dear devotees, after studying and mastering 14 branches of knowledge, he was interested in one literature. Can you guess which literature? Srimad Bhagavatam. He was most interested in Srimad Bhagavatam. In those days, dear devotees, there were no institutions to perform bhakti. Like we have today, we have a big institution today where thousands of people come together to perform bhakti. Those days, there were people of all sorts of inclinations, worshipping all sorts of devatas. In order to become a devotee of Bhagavan Shri Krishna and consider Srimad Bhagavatam as your topmost literature of life, you really have to be someone special, because you cannot come to that realization easily in a society where people of all sorts of inclinations are there. Still, dear devotees, he requested his family lineage to give him mantras to worship Bhagavan Shri Krishna. In those days, mantras were not available in institutions. So in Brahmin family lineages, he got a mantra to worship Bhagavan Shri Krishna. His family was initiated in the sampradaya of Shri Tukaram. We know, Shri Tukaram is in the sampradaya of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Their mantra is Ram Krishna Hari. This is the mantra that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had given him. This is the sampradaya that he got initiated in. This sampradaya is called Naradiya Kirtan Sampradaya. Why is it called Naradiya Kirtan? You might have seen Tukaram Maharaj. What image do you have of Tukaram Maharaj in your mind? Holding a what? Veena in his hand. And would he sit down and do kirtan or stand and do kirtan? Stand. When he would be in the temple of Pandharpur, he would stand and do kirtan. Which other personality stands and holds a veena in his hand and does kirtan? So what is the name of the sampradaya? Naradiya Kirtan Sampradaya. In this sampradaya, because see, his main seva was performing kirtan. In Nasik there is a temple called as Gora Ram Mandir. The deities of Lord Ram are white, and there is a Kala Ram Mandir where the deities are black. The Kala Ram Mandir, there is a big space for 1500 people to come and sit. Every evening around 1500 people would come and sit in the Kala Ram Mandir, and Sri Hari Suri would go in the temple, stand in the middle. There is no mic. So without mic he has to speak. How many people are there? 100 people are there. On the strength of his voice, he has to perform kirtan. Every evening he would perform kirtan for 6 hours. Late night till it will go. He will speak from the Srimad Bhagavatam. He would perform this seva for Chaturmas. Chaturmas means 4 months of the rainy season. For 4 months of the rainy season, every particular evening he will sing for 6 hours. If he performs like this for 1 year, it is called one Chaturmas seva. The devotees in his life, Sri Hari Suri performed 36 Chaturmas sevas in his life. This was his dedication to speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. In Kali Yuga, what is the Yuga Dharma? Sankirtan. The devotee singing of Srimad Bhagavatam is also what? Sankirtan. He performed Yuga Dharma for 36 years continuously, singing Srimad Bhagavatam for 4 months continuously, every evening for 6 hours. Remaining part of the year and in the morning, what would he do? Is a very rigorous schedule of sadhana. Please hear. Every morning he'll wake up and take a bath in the river Godavari. Then he will chant his Gayatri. Then he will chant for 1 hour Krishna Nam. Then he will read 13 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam every day. Every day in the original Sanskrit he will read the 13 chapters of Bhagavatam. And then he will serve the cows for 1 hour. And only after that he will take the first morsel of food for the day. He planned to do this service for his entire life, but he could only do this seva for 11 years, from the age of 30 to the age of 41. After 11 years of this rigorous service, one particular day, when he was rendering the last part of his seva, Gau Seva, there was a tap on his back. When he looked back, dear devotees, he had the first darshan of Sri Krishna in his life. He writes in his book, and I am repeating his words. Itham bhuri samarthitah sa Bhagavan protsahanam me yadat. After intense sadhana, that Bhagavan came once in my life and gave me protsahan. What is the meaning of protsahan? Encouragement. And what was the encouragement that Bhagavan gave to him? Bhagavan said, Yad yad bijama aham nidhaya hridaya kridam akarsham. You are most attached to Srimad Bhagavatam, my pastimes. I'll tell you one secret today. What is that? In the 10th canto, when I performed all those pastimes, there are many hidden reasons behind what I did, why I did. I will give the seed of those reasons in your heart. You have all the linguistic expertise. Will you write a commentary to bring out those hidden reasons? And I guarantee you this is your final life. After this, you are coming back to Goloka Vrindavan. So, dear devotees, if Krishna asks you, will you fulfill one desire of mine, what would you say?
Yes.
Obviously, yes. So, Shri Hari said, yes, I will fulfill. But I have one thing to say. What? My commentary will be in the form of verses, not in the form of paragraphs. All other commentators write commentary in the form of paragraphs. My commentary will be in the form of verses. So I will write Sanskrit verses on the verses of Bhagavatam. So he got a darshan, and dear devotees, finally he ended up writing 4,590 verses on the first 49 chapters of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This commentary was called Bhakti Rasayanam. The devotee is a very difficult and cryptic commentary to understand. He explained all the reasons behind Sri Krishna Lila. Now, he has a particular tendency in his commentary. For every event that occurs, he asks a single question. The question is why. Alright? Just now, the boys have asked Sri Krishna that we are hungry, please do something for us. So dear devotees, Sri Hari Suri at this point of time specifies something. In this particular pastime, he composes a verse. I'll sing this verse. This verse is in the meter Shikharini, same as Jagannath Ashtakam. I'll sing the verse, please repeat after me. Shudho nirvanartham krita bahula yatna vrajajana.
Shudho nirvanartham krita bahula yatna vrajajana.
Shudhartopi shri shodvijavara vadhukshe madrigabhu.
Shudhartopi shri shodvijavara vadhukshe madrigabhu.
Spudam tadvatsalyam swakamakrita bhumau yadanisham.
Spudam tadvatsalyam swakamakrita bhumau yadanisham.
Namekshudvatredva nija jana paritrana samaye.
Namekshudvatredva nija jana paritrana samaye.
Acha. Shudho nirvanartham. In order to relieve the hunger. Krita bahula yatna vrajajana. Didn't the Vrajavasi send so many tiffins every day to relieve the hunger of Krishna and his friends? Yes or no? Yes. Still, Shudhartopi Shrisho. Today our Bhagavan has become hungry again, dear devotees. Such a circumstance has arisen. Even after sending so many tiffins, today our Bhagavan has become hungry. What is the actual reason for his hunger? Tell me. Sri Harishwar is asking why. Why has Bhagavan become hungry today?
The Vatsalya, no, Dvija, Vadhu.
Okay. The devotees, don't think that Krishna cannot get food from elsewhere. In Vrindavan, the trees will bend down and offer fruits to Krishna. You might be knowing, when Krishna walks on the forest, who bends down and offers fruit? Trees. Can't Krishna get fruit from the trees? Yeah? There is one reason only today. Dvija varu vadhu kshema drigabhut. Today Bhagavan's mind has become fixed on bestowing all auspiciousness upon one particular set of devotees. Who are they? Vadhus, the wives of Dvijas, brahmanas. Sputam tad vatsalyam. This is the clear, mercy that Sri Krishna is bestowing on his devotees. Yad anisham. Therefore, Krishna is thinking, na mek shrudva tridva. I don't care for my own hunger or my thirst when it comes to delivering my near and dear ones. Today I will stay hungry in the afternoon, but today I will eat only from the hands of the wives of the brahmanas, nobody else. This is the actual reason, dear devotees, Sri Harishwari says that Bhagavan is hungry today. Otherwise, everybody in Vraja in the forest will run to bring fruits. The monkeys will sit there if Krishna is hungry, dear devotees, please tell me. Will the monkeys just sit there if Krishna is hungry? No, they will steal from 10 places and bring to him. But today is hungry only for one reason, dear devotees. This is the reason. Please read the translation for me.
The Vrajavasis always made great arrangements for the satisfaction of the hunger of Krishna. Yet, here he is in the forest, feeling hungry. The only reason behind this is that Krishna was aiming to bestow the highest benefit upon the wives of the brahmanas. By this, the Vatsalya, affection, of the Lord towards the devotees is certainly proved. In fact, when it comes to benefiting his devotees, he doesn't care for his personal hunger or thirst.
So this is the reason why Bhagavan has become hungry today. Krishna gives a response to the boys. Krishna says, alright, you want to satisfy your hunger, you have to do something. Don't just depend on me, do something for me. You can take my name, alright, use my name to get your food. So Krishna says something. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Please repeat after me. Prayata deva yajanam
Prayata deva yajanam
Brahmana brahmavadinah
Brahmana brahmavadinah
Satramangirasam nama
Satramangirasam nama
Yasate swarga kamyaya
Yasate sarga kamyaya
Tatra gatva udanam gopa
Tatra gatva udanam gopa
Yachatasmad visarjita
Yachatasmad visarjita
Kirtayanto bhagavata
Kirtayanto bhagavata
Aryasya mama chabhidham
Aryasya mama chabhinam.
So Krishna is saying Prayata Deva Yajanam. Go nearby, there is Yajanam. There is Yagya going on for the Devatas. Acha. Sat Brahmana Brahmavadina. Who is conducting this sacrifice? Brahmanas. Brahmavadina. They know the Vedas by heart. Alright? And which sacrifice they are carrying out? Satram Angirasam Nama. They are carrying out Angiras. Is a type of fire sacrifice, Vedic sacrifice. He asate. Why are they doing it? Swarga Kamyaya. Out of a desire to attain which planet? Swarga. Swarga Kamo Yajit. One who wants to attain heaven should perform fire sacrifice. Tatra Gatva. Having gone there, Odanam. Odanam means ask for cooked rice. Gopa. Yachata. Asmad Visarjita. Tell them, they will ask you, who are you? Say they are sent by us. Take our names. Kirtayanto and glorify. Bhagavata Aryasya. This Bhagavan Arya is pointing to somebody besides him. Who's Krishna pointing to? Glorify Bhagavan Arya. And Mama Chap also glorify me side by side. Mama Chap also side by side take my name. That you were sent by two people. Who were you sent by? Krishna and Balaram. So see, remember this instruction. Later this will be. Remember this fact. Krishna told them to glorify both of them and take both of their names. So, Prabhu, this is the translation. Please read it.
Lord Krishna said, please go to the sacrificial arena where a group of brahmanas, learned in the Vedic injunctions, are now performing the Angirasa sacrifice to gain promotion to heaven. When you go there, my dear cowherd voice, simply request some food. Declare to them the name of my elder brother, the Supreme Lord Balaram, and also my name, and explain that you've been sent by us.
You see, sent by us. Right? And go and beg for cooked rice, dear devotees. Now, dear devotees, Sri Harishwari says there is a secret behind Krishna's response. It's not just what Krishna said, there is a lot behind Krishna's response. And Krishna himself has given this particular seed in his heart. The devotees, at this point of time, Sri Harishwari composes a verse. Why did Krishna send these boys to go and beg for cooked rice, dear devotees? This is the verse he composes. Please repeat after me. Ridvasanashanayika
Ridvasanashanayika
Shakto Bhakta Samagama
Shakto Bhakta Samagama
स्फुटी कुर्वन् प्रभुर्भक्त
Sfuti Kurvan Prabhur Bhakta
प्राप्यैतान् विनियुक्तवान्.
Prapyaitan Viniyuktavan
Hrid Vasana, when the heart is burning out of this hunger, Ashanaya, to extinguish this fire of the stomach, Eka Shakto. There's only one thing that is really capable. And what is that? Samagama, a collection, a big heap of bhakta, cooked rice. The devotees in Sanskrit, the term bhakta refer, in Hindi there is something called as bhat. You know what is bhat? There is difference between chawal and bhat. What is the difference between chawal and bhat?
Variety?
No. Chawal is uncooked rice. Huh? जो आप grain लेते हैं ना, अन्न is uncooked. And what is bhat? So the term bhat in Hindi comes from the Sanskrit term bhakta. The devotee in Sanskrit, the term bhakta refers to cooked rice. There is only one thing which is capable of extinguishing, really extinguishing all the fire in the stomach. And what is that? Cooked rice. So you may eat other snacks, but that doesn't really satisfy you. Huh? Sorry for telling you on Ekadashi. Actually, Hrid Vasana, the craving of the heart for eating, can be satisfied only by eating one thing. You know what is that? Huh? Cooked rice. Bhakta Samagama. Sfuti Kurva. Dear devotees, in therefore, Prabhur Bhakta Praptaitan Vinayuktva. Our Lord sent his voice to collect Bhakta, cooked rice, dear devotees. There is also a hidden meaning behind it. Hrid Vasana. There are many vices in the heart, many negatives. What are the negatives in the heart? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Ashanaya. To remove these vices, Eka Shakta, only one thing is capable. Bhakta Samagama, associating with the devotees of Lord. The devotees. Bhagavan is giving a dual message. One message to the Gopas, one message to all of us Sadhaka Bhaktas. For this reason, our Bhagavan also engaged them in collecting Bhaktas. Please read, Prabhuji.
The only means of conquering Hrid Vasana, burning of the heart due to hunger, or burning of the heart due to bad desires, is Bhakta Samagama, collection of rice or gathering of devotees. In order to clarify this point, the Lord sent his friends to collect as many bhaktas as possible.
The Gopas went and asked the Brahmanas. The Gopas went and the sacrifice was going on. The Brahmanas were chanting. Gananam tvam ganapatim avamahe agnime purohitam devasya yajamritvijam otaram ratnadhatamam agni purvadirishadiridayo nutanairuta. This is what the Brahmanas were chanting. In my village also, traditional Veda is Rig Veda, the devotees. So I have some little idea of what is happening at that particular point of time. Boys went there and this loud chanting is going on. And the boys near the Brahmanas started requesting something. What did the boys say? Please repeat after me. He Bhumi Deva Shrunuta.
He Bhumi Deva Shrunuta
Krishnasya Deshakarinah.
Krishnasya Deshakarinah
Praptan Janita Bhadrambo.
Praptan Janita Bhadrambo
Gopano Ramachoditam.
Gopano Ramachoditam.
Hey Bhumi Deva, because there are devas, there are gods in the sky, but who are the devatas on earth? The Brahmanas are known as gods on earth. Hey Bhumi Deva, O Brahmana, Shrunuto, please hear. Krishnasya Adesha Karinaha. Krishna has given us an instruction. Alright? Praptan Janita Bhadrambo. All auspiciousness to you. We have come here, Gopan. We are Gopas. Ramachoritan. And Bhagwan Sri Balaram is the one who has given us this order specifically. Who has given us this order? Balaram. But Krishna told them that whose name should you take? They are saying we are inspired by Balaram alone. Are the Gopas following as it is? Prabhu, please read the translation.
The cowherd voice said, O earthly gods, please hear us. We cowherd boys are executing the orders of Krishna, and we have been sent here by Balaram. We wish all good for you. Please acknowledge our arrival.
You were not sent only by Balaram. You were actually, who sent you?
Krishna.
They are saying something else, dear devotees. And they are speaking the truth that you should give us something to eat. So why are the Gopas doing like this? They are speaking half truth. They are speaking half lies. Why are the Gopas doing like this? Aren't we supposed to follow as it is actually? In ISKCON we are told, what? At least if Krishna says something, follow as it is. Gopas don't do like that. And you can see this is what the Brahmanas were doing at that particular point of time. Yes, Prabhu.
But Prabhu, like they say, we're executing the orders of Krishna. So for that,
Right.
they're invoking his name in that itself. No?
They are invoking his name. And in the last line they said, actually, who inspired us to come here? But is this the truth? Who inspired to come there?
Krishna.
So they should have said that, we are actually inspired by Sri Krishna and we are carrying out his order. And Balram is also very great. So on both of their order, we have come here. But actually, they said, the person who inspired us is Balram. But Balram was not the one who inspired them. So that is the part where they are speaking lies. And the part where they are speaking the truth is, we have come here to beg for cooked rice. So dear devotees, at this particular point of time, they say something. See, Harisuri says, why are the Gopas speaking like this? Half truth, half lies. See, Harisuri says, don't worry about this. There is nothing wrong in what the Gopas are saying. Why? He said, look in the 7th canto. And Sri Harisuri composes a verse. Please repeat after me. Satyanritabhyam jivete
Satyanritabhyam jivete
Tyartham yathartha drishtayah.
Artham yathartha drishtayah.
So he is pointing to the 7th canto. Dear devotees, in the 7th canto I found the reference. 7th canto says, please repeat after me. Satyanritabhyam apiva.
Satyanritabhyam apiva.
In the 7th canto, Narad Muni is giving the duties of all varnas and ashramas. Then he gives the duty of brahmanas, of kshatriyas. When he comes to Vaishyas, he says Vaishyas you live Satya Anrita. Satya means truth, Anrita means lies. Because a businessman, can he be completely true when he is conducting his business? Yes or no?
No.
If a businessman is absolutely honest, Gopal Prabhu, can he conduct a business? No. So businessman has to speak some truth. This product is good, it's very nice, it will last for 2 years minimum warranty. And then some lies. I'm quoting the minimum price for you. That is what is the lies. The devotees, Gopas belong to which jati? Brahmana, Kshatriya or Vaishya? It's in their blood, dear devotees. They will always speak half truth, half lies. So they cannot be blamed for what is there within their jati, dear devotees. Therefore, the Gopas spoke half truth, half lies. Then the Gopas were expecting that the Brahmanas will say something. Unfortunately, the Brahmanas did not reply at all. The Brahmanas were completely silent. Sri Shukdev Goswami becomes a little angry with the Brahmanas at this point of time. This is what Sri Shukdev Goswami says in the 10th canto. Please repeat after me. Iti te bhagavad yachya
Iti bhagavad yachya
Shrinamantopi na shushruhu
Srimantopi na shushruhu
Shudrasha bhuri karmano
Shudrasha bhuri karmano
Balisha vriddhamanina
Balisha viddhamanina
Nate yat om iti prochu
Nate yat om iti prochu
Naneti cha parantapa
Naneti cha parantapa
Gopa nirasha pratyetya
Gopa nirasha pratyetya
Tathochu Krishna Ramayo
Tathochu Krishna Ramayo.
The Brahmanas were so much up in the air with their pride of being Brahmanas. The Gopas are saying, please give us some rice, please give us some rice. Iti te bhagavad yachyam. Shukdev Goswami said, actually it is request from Bhagavan. He is Yagya Purush. He is asking directly for rice. Shrinvantopi, although they are hearing, na shashru, they did not pretended as if they did not hear anything. Then Shukdev Goswami said, Kshudrasha. tiny, insignificant desires these brahmanas have. By conducting fire sacrifice, where will we go? Varga. Acha, acha. And that personality who is supposed to receive all the offerings is directly asking you through his friends, but are you answering to him? No. Bhuri karmano, and for that going to heaven they are conducting big sacrifice. Yagya kund should be this shape, exactly this meter by this meter, and they should be made with this material. And then there should be so many decorations around it. Balisha Vridhamanino. Like a child plays alone, and he thinks I'm doing the biggest thing in the world. Nobody should disturb me. There's no idea. Balisha Vridhamanino, like a small child plays with his toys. This Lego piece should fit with this, and that piece should fit with that piece. Nobody disturb me, I'm doing the most important thing in the world. That, like that. Balisha. Small children, Vriddha Manina, who consider themselves very important in life. Now, dear devotees, if they cannot say anything, there is a rule while performing a fire sacrifice. You can't say anything. At least you can say yes or no. If you want to say yes, you should say Om. What should you say?
Om.
And if you want to say no, you can say Neti. Shukdev Goswami says, Na te yad om iti prochur. These brahmanas did not even say, neither they said, Gopa nirasha pratyetya. Gopas came back disheartened. Tathochu Krishna Ramayam. Prabhu, please read the translation.
The Brahmanas heard this supplication from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yet they refused to pay heed. Indeed, they were full of petty desires and entangled in elaborate rituals. Though presuming themselves advanced in Vedic learning, they were actually inexperienced fools. These Brahmanas neither said Om, yes, nor Neti, no. The Gopas returned back, disappointed, and narrated everything to Krishna and Balaram.
Is that referring to Maharaj Parshad?
Yes. Parantapa, he's referring to Parikshit Maharaj. Nate yad om iti prochur. The Brahmanas did not say what? Om. While performing sacrifice, if they had to give, they had to say yes. While performing sacrifice, while uttering the mantras, they could have nodded the head and said Om. While one of the mantras, they can say Om. Or they can pause and say Neti. And they can shake their head and say Neti. Neither they said Om, nor they said Neti. Boys came and reported it back to Krishna. Can you imagine Krishna's reaction? The devotees, this was Krishna's reaction. This was Krishna's reaction. When they came back and reported to Krishna, our Krishna started laughing loudly. Our commentator is waiting in the background. He is going to ask the most important question. What is the most important question? Why? Why is Krishna laughing, dear devotees, at this point of time? Can somebody tell me why Krishna is laughing? Mataji?
Because the Nagapatnis,
Yajapatni.
Yagapatnis can take this, he can take service from the Yagapatnis.
Why should he laugh at that point? Okay, falls into his plan, okay?
They are doing this yajna, and that is for me. And when I myself ask something, they did not give.
Okay, wonderful. They are doing this big yajna, and when I myself am asking, they are unable to recognize me. Okay, wonderful. Anybody else?
He already knew.
He already knew, okay, that they are going to say no. So he is anticipating a no good reason, okay?
He's going to break their false ego.
He's going to break their false ego. So Krishna is laughing in advance so that, I'm going to smile. See, is Krishna like this, the policeman in the sky, waiting with a baton in his hand, huh? Now I'll smash their false ego. Okay, that may be one reason. But dear devotees, would you like to know the reason that Sri Krishna personally gave in the heart of the commentator Sri Harishwari? Why is he smiling at this point of time? Yes?
Yes.
Alright. The secret behind Krishna's laughter is revealed by him. The verse is in the one of the longest meters, Sraddhara. Yesterday I sang this particular meter. I'll break every line into two parts. Please repeat after me. Yasmin abhyasadardhyam
यस्मिन् अभ्यासदार्ढ्यम्
vachasi tadavashaldasyato nishprayatnam
वचसि तदवसादास्यतो निष्प्रयत्नम्
nirgachatyesha sarva
निर्गच्छत्येष सर्वा
nubhava iha yadonneti vanochurete
भवति वादोक्षुरेते
तत्थि दृक्स्यादमीशां
तद्धिदृक्ष्यादमीशाम्
प्रणव परिचितिर्नेति नेतीति वस्त्वा
प्रणवप्रतिष्ठितेति नेति कृतस्वा
देशस्यालोचनं वे
देशस्यालोचनं मे
अकृतससदयो विस्मयात् तत्र हास्यम्
अमृतससयो विस्मयात् तत्र हास्यम्.
Sri Krishna is thinking in his mind. The devotee, the commentator has entered into the mind of Sri Krishna, and Sri Krishna has given this reason in his heart. Sri Krishna is thinking. Yasmin abhyasa dardhyam. That means if you have drid abhyas. What is the meaning of drid abhyas?
To ask for the food.
No. Drid abhyas. What is the meaning?
Strong practice.
Strong practice. If you have strong practice of something, if you repeat something again and again, vachasi tadavashad, helplessly it comes out of your mouth. Yes or no? Sometimes some devotee goes to a Haridas Thakur's disappearance comes up, and devotees organize 192 round chanting. So one fine day, devotee went to that one particular event and ended up chanting 192 rounds. That night in sleep also. Why? Why did this happen, dear devotees?
Strong of that.
Drid abhyas. So when you have drid abhyas of something, avashad, helplessly it comes out of your mouth. Yes or no? Yes. Nirgachati, it comes out. Esha sarva anubhav. Everybody's experience is like this. But here, in this situation, yad om netiva. Neither did they say om, nor did they say netiva. Na uchurete. This Brahman didn't say. Krishna is thinking, Are, these are brahmanas. And brahmanas are supposed to study Vedas. In Vedas, there are two divisions I have created. One is called pravritti marg, path of attachment. And what is the other path called? Nivritti marg, path of detachment. On path of attachment, you have to study the Vedas, perform sacrifices and go to heaven and enjoy material life. On path of detachment, you have to get detached from all of this. Those who are on the path of attachment study the Vedas. What do they study in the Vedas? 5 sacrifices. Om Indraya Namaha, Idam Indraya Idam Namama. Om Varunaya Namaha, Idam Varunaya Idam Namama. This is for Indra, this is for Varuna. Om Agnaye Namaha, this is for Agni. Om, 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 Om. And those who are on Nivritti path of detachment, they study the Upanishads. And how do the Upanishads describe the absolute truth? Neti, neti, neti. The absolute truth is not this, not this, not this. Neti, neti. Arre, these brahmanas did not properly study pravritti marg. Neither did they properly study nivritti marg. It seems that they will not gain this world and they will have nothing in the next world. My goodness, what poor brahmanas. Thinking like this, our Sri Krishna started laughing upon the fate of the brahmanas. This is the translation of it.
The person is habituated in a particular branch of learning, and the teachings that he has learned come out naturally from his mouth without any effort, and everyone is aware of this fact. However, these brahmanas neither said Om, yes, nor Neti, no. Seeing this, Krishna said to himself, these brahmanas seem to have neither studied the path of pravritti, attachment to the world by chanting the Vedas, nor the path of nivritti, detachment from the world by chanting Upanishads. Thinking this way, the merciful Lord laughed upon the brahmanas.
So, dear devotees, this is the reason why Sri Krishna started laughing upon the brahmanas. Very important point. Now, please hear. Sri Hari says, all these brahmanas are thinking that we are great leaders of society. What are they thinking? We are great leaders of society. Your devotees in Sanskrit, there is a technical term for a great leader. A great leader is called an adhikari. What is a great leader called?
Adhikari.
The devotee Sri Hari Suri says something at this particular point of time. I will sing the verse, please repeat after me. Yavaneshwadhikaritāgraha iha pradmatamanosthyalam
Yavaneshwadhikaritāgraha pradmatamanosthyalam
Tavamsteshwadhikaritāgraha iti prayo mamapyastihi
Tavam-steshwadhikaritāgraha iti prayo mamapyastihi.
The Brahmanas are thinking, please look at the screen. We are big adhikaris. What are we? Adhikari. What is the meaning of adhikari?
Authorized person.
Manager. We are the managers of the sacrifice. We are the authorized people. We are God's chosen people on this planet. Sri Hari Suri says, as soon as this feeling enters any living entity's heart, that I am adhikari, Sri Hari Suri says, at that point he becomes adhikari. I hope you are able to understand. Those who have heard before don't reveal the secret. As soon as a person thinks, I am adhikari, that very moment he becomes adhikari. Dear devotees, as soon as a person thinks, I am adhikari, big authorized person, big leader, big manager, big brahmana, at that moment Hari Suri says it becomes adhikari, adhik, great, ari. What is the meaning of ari? Enemy. The more the person thinks I am adhikari, the more that person actually Bhagavan thinks, yes, you are adhikari. You are not incorrect, yes, you are adhikari. But what is the meaning of adhikari, dear devotees? Great enemy to the devotees. So as soon as this Brahmana started thinking we are adhikari, yes, you are adhikari. And Bhagavan started smiling. Another reason for Bhagavan's smile is because Bhagavan is thinking in this manner. Then Bhagavan told something to the boys. He told to the boys, Mangyalpayata patnibhya sasankarshanamagatam dasyanti kamam annam va snigdhamayushitadhiya Mam gyapayata patnibha. Now go to the wives of those brahmanas. Sasankarshanam agatam. Tell them I am coming myself. Along with whom? Sankarshan Balram. Dasyanti kamam annam va. They will give you all sorts of grains. Why? Snigdha. They are very dear to me. Mayushitadhiya. Their hearts are invested in me. At this point of time, it becomes clear that Krishna is aware that the wives of the Brahmanas have a romantic attachment to Sri Krishna. Your devotees, these wives have an attachment to Sri Krishna in the mood of conjugal love. Sri Krishna understands this fact and therefore he tells the boys, please go and ask from them. They will definitely give you. This is the translation of the verse. Please read.
Lord Krishna said, tell the wives of the Brahmanas that I have come here with Lord Sankarshana. They will certainly give you all the food you want, for they are most affectionate toward me, and indeed, with their intelligence, reside in me alone.
Alright. Now, dear devotees, the boys went and offered obeisances to the wives of the Brahmanas. This is what Shukadeva Goswami says. Namo vo viprapatnibhya.
Namo vo viprapatnibhya.
Dandavat pranam unto the Brahmana wives. Right? See, Hari Suri says stop. Something just happened. Repeat after me. Namo vo viprapatnibhya.
Namo vo viprapatnibhya.
Now I speak the translation. Alright? Please repeat after me. Dandavat pranams
Dandavat pranams
unto Brahmana wives.
unto Brahmana wives.
What is the meaning of Dandavat?
Falling flat like
Falling flat like a
Lotus.
okay. Please repeat after me. Danda pranams
Danda pranams
unto Brahmana wives.
unto Brahmana wives.
Danda pranams
Danda pranams
unto Brahmana wives.
unto Brahmana wives.
Danda pranams
Danda pranams
unto Brahmana wives.
unto Brahmana wives.
The boys are indicating something. The Brahmanas are going to get something. What are they going to get? And the wives are going to get something in the future by all the sadhus. What are they going to get?
Brahmanas.
The boys are indicating something with their speech. The commentator has caught it. They are devotees. This is a commentator I love very much because no impersonalism, no nothing. Just explain the Leela with the secrets behind it. Many of us have heard Damodar Leela, and in Damodar Leela the milk starts boiling. Why? Because the milk wanted to commit.
Suicide.
So this was the commentator, dear devotees, who gave that realization. His name is not mentioned. Often his realization is quoted everywhere in ISKCON. The milk wanted to commit suicide. Therefore he jumped into the fire. But who gave that realization is not in the Bhagavatam. Which commentator gave that realization? Krishna is the one who gave that realization. So it's therefore one of my attempts is to bring out the names and give credit where it is due. Because so many good realizations came from these wonderful poets and nobody even knows their name. It's important to mention their names and how he got to this particular point of realization. Dear devotees, Sri Hari Suri says actually the Gopas wanted to say something. This is a very nice verse by Sri Hari Suri. I'll sing this verse, please repeat after me. Purnakamasya tasyasmin
Purnakamasya tasyasmin
vane charayatastuga
vane charayatastuga
napekshamanyat kintveka
napekshamanyat kintveka
bhakteha saiva puryatam.
bhakteha saiva puryatam.
The Gopas, what they said to the wives of the Brahmanas, Sri Hari Suri gives, his version of what they are saying. Please hear. Purna kamasya tasyasmin. Actually, he is Purna kama. Our Shri Krishna is Purna kama. All his desires are fulfilled. He doesn't have any desire. But asmin vane, in this forest, charayatastuga, he is herding the cows. What is the meaning of go? Cows. He is herding the cows. Na apeksha manyat. He doesn't have any expectation from you. Kintu eka. But one expectation only he has. Bhakteha. Give him cooked rice. Saiva puryatam. Will you fulfill this desire? Dear devotees. Good verse? It's not very sweet if it doesn't have a cryptic meaning. Dear devotees, Sri Hari Suri is giving a second meaning to all of us. Purna kamasya. Dear sadhakas, dear practitioner devotees, the Supreme Lord is fulfilled in all desires. Tasya asmin vane, in this forest of material world. Charayatastu gaha. One meaning of go is senses, cows. What is the other meaning?
Senses.
Sitting within the heart, he is herding all the senses. He is controlling all the senses. From millions of lives for all of us. Na apeksha manyat. He doesn't expect anything from you. Into eka, only one expectation. Bhakteha, when will you become a devotee? Saiva puryata, will you fulfill that desire?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So this is the only desire that Sri Bhagavan has from all of us. This is the translation, please read.
The Lord is Purnakam, fulfilled in all desires, and he is roaming around in this vana, forest of Vrindavan, or forest of material existence, while taking care of the cows, senses. He has no other expectation except one, and that is bhakta iha, desire for rice or desire for bhaktas. Kindly fulfill that desire.
So dear devotees, this is the only expectation that he has. The verse has two parallel meanings. In one meaning, the Gopas are saying to the wives of the Brahmanas. In other meaning, Sri Harishuri is saying to all of us, sadhak devotees. The devotees, the wives of the brahmanas, as soon as they heard, now we are nearing the end of the katha, the wives of the brahmanas, as soon as they heard, something happened. This is described by Shukadeva Goswami. Please repeat after me. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Shrutva Achyutamupayatam Nityam tad darshanotsuka
Nityam tad darshanotsuka
tat kathakshipta manaso
Tattashakshipta manaso
babhuvurjata sambrama
Bahuvurjata sambrama
chaturvidham bahugunam
Chaturvidham bahugunam
annamadaya bhajanai
Annamadaya bhajanai
abhisasruh priyam sarva
Abhisasru priyam sarva
samudram iva nimnaga
Samudram nivalingaga
Shrutva achyutam upayatam. Hearing who has come? Krishna has come. Nityam tad darshanotsuka. They were eternally eager to have darshan of Sri Krishna. They had love for him. Tat kathakshipta manasa. Their hearts were invested in hearing about him. Babhuvur jata sambrama. As soon as they heard he is coming, they developed sambrama. What is sambrama, dear devotees?
Delusion.
Not happiness.
Delusion.
I'll tell you the feeling of sambrama. Let's say there's a knock on the door and somebody says, Srila Prabhupada is outside. I hope you're able to understand. Huh? That feeling is what you call sambrama. What feeling will you develop if somebody tells you there's a knock on your door and somebody tells you Srila Prabhupada? You look through the keyhole, eye hole, and you see there's Srila Prabhupada standing outside. Oh my goodness. I'm not even wearing my dhoti kurta. Prabhuji, what will happen to you? So that is Sambram. The opposite of Sambram is Vishramba, confidence. So Sambram and Vishramba are two opposite terms. So Babujata Sambrama, my goodness. Krishna is coming here. Chaturvidham Bahugunam. They prepared 4 types of food. What are the 4 types of food?
That is chewed.
Sucked, chewed, licked,
Drink.
drunk. Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavad Bhakshya, Bhojya, Choshya, Lehya. These are the 4 types. Bhakshya, that which is chewed. Bhojya, that which is swallowed. Choshya, that which is sucked. Lehya, that which is licked. So these are 4 types of foods. So Chaturvidham, Bahugunam, Annam Adaya Bhajanai. They took in golden vessels. And Abhisasnu, they ran. All of them ran. Priyam Sarva, to meet their dear one. How did they run, dear devotees? Please hear carefully. Samudram Iva Nimnaga. Just as rivers rush to meet the ocean. Here is the translation too. Please read.
The wives of the brahmanas were always eager to see Krishna, for their minds had been enchanted by descriptions of him. Thus, as soon as they had heard that he had come, they became very excited. Taking along in large vessels the 4 kinds of foods, full of fine tastes and aromas, all the ladies went forth to meet their beloved, just as rivers flow toward the sea.
Dear devotees, please look here. Just as rivers flow to meet the sea. Dear devotees, at this point of time, we should understand any individual who takes 4 types of foods and goes to satisfy Bhagavan directly, we consider as Guru. Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavad Prasad Swadvanna Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangha Kritvaiva Triptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charana. The Acharyas say at this point of time the Brahmanas are actually not the gurus of the society here. Here, the wives of the Brahmanas turned out to be the gurus of the society. They are the ones from whom Shiksha should be taken. How to behave when Krishna directly comes. Sri Harishuri says, wait. One analogy is given. What analogy is given? They rush to meet Krishna just as rivers rush to meet the
Ocean.
Why did Shukadeva Goswami give this analogy at this point of time? Can anybody tell me?
The quantitative difference between Jiva and Bhagavan, like smaller parts.
Actually, the analogy sounds a little mysterious, huh? Like rivers rush to meet an ocean. Why did Shukadeva Goswami give this analogy at this particular point of time? Please hear carefully, dear devotees. When rivers meet the ocean, they surrender two of their dearmost qualities to the ocean. What are two of the dearmost qualities that an individual has for himself? Please repeat after me. Nam, Rupa.
Rupa.
After the river meets the ocean, does the river retain her name? Before meeting the ocean, the river has a distinct name. After meeting the ocean, the river loses Nama. And the river also surrenders something. What does the river surrender? Form. Dear devotees, the wives of the brahmanas knew when they will leave their homes without the permission of their husbands and go to meet Parapurusha. What is the meaning of Parapurusha?
Another person.
Another man besides their
Besides
wedded
husband.
husband. They will not be accepted back at home. They are going to surrender their good name that they have earned in society and their beautiful form to Sri Krishna. And once the rivers merge in the ocean, do the rivers ever turn back? Therefore, this is the only analogy that Shukadeva Goswami considered to be worthy enough. Yes, Prabhu.
Couldn't this be taken in an impersonal way too, like you're merging into the Supreme?
They rush to meet him exactly as rivers rush to meet the ocean. The verse doesn't say that they merged into him. Not that they rushed and they merged into his body. That is not what happened. Did the wives of the brahmanas stay separate from Krishna or did they merge in Krishna? So the analogy has a very specific context. So that is the context of the analogy. Dear devotees, when the wives came to meet Sri Krishna said, very nice, thank you so much. Accepted. And then Sri Krishna said something. Can you do one thing? So said, what? Can you return back to your homes, please, now? The devotees at this point of time, Sri Harisuri is unable to tolerate the fact that those who have given up everything for Krishna, Krishna is saying, return back to your samsara, return back to your family life. But Krishna had a reason for telling them to go back. What is Krishna's reason for telling them to go back? The reason is because Krishna does not want to set a bad example in society. Krishna is born in which jati? Vaishya. And these are wives of whom?
Brahmanas.
The devotees, usually vivaha or marriage is considered as anulom and pratilom. What is anulom vivaha?
Same or
Same. When the man is of the same or higher class, that is called as anulom vivaha. And what is pratilom vivaha? When the lady is of a higher class and the man comes from a lower social stratum. If Krishna would marry the wives of the brahmanas, what example would be set in the society? Pratilom vivaha. Krishna does not want to set this example. Therefore, he is telling the wives of the brahmanas, return back to your samsara, return back to your household life. But dear devotees, Sri Harisuri is unable to tolerate this fact. He takes sides with the wives of the brahmanas and composes a verse in order to pass a sarcastic comment on Sri Krishna. This verse is in the meter Shikharini, same as Jagannath Ashtakam. Can we sing together, dear devotees? Alright, let's sing together. Shirasyaadhayaiva vrajata punarityuktimihate vrajamasvamyeham swamati sarananyagatika padam te praptanam bhuvina punaragre Taya shrutya kveta saryavadharganta yamaduna. Krishna, today you are asking, we surrendered everything to you. Today you are asking to return back to your samsara. Alright. Shirasyadhayaiva. we take your order and place on our heads. What is your order? Vrajata Puna, return back to your samsara, return back to your homes. Iti ukti mihate. Vrajama swam geham, we will return to our homes. Why? Swam ati sarala, very simple minded we are. Ananya gatika, we thought we had no other shelter besides you. But you only are sending us back to our samsara. But Krishna, remember today. Today we will return back to our samsara. But tell your wives, today they should not go back to their samsara. I hope you are able to understand. Today we are going back to our samsara. Krishna, tell your wives, they should not be able to return back to their samsara. Is Krishna married at this point of time? Who are Krishna's wives? Yes. The four Vedas, dear devotees, the wives of the brahmanas know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his wives are the Shrutis, the four Vedas. And in the Shrutis something was written. What was written? Anybody who surrenders to you never has to return back to samsara again. I hope you are able to understand. Anybody who surrenders to you never has to return back to samsara. What is the second meaning of samsara? Material world. Anybody who surrenders to Sri Krishna never has to return to samsara. But today you yourself are asking us to return back to our samsara. Today your Shrutis are falsified. Krishna, we will go back to our homes. But tell your wives, these Vedas, they should not be able to go back to their homes. Why? All the four Vedas stay in one planet. Which planet do all the four Vedas stay in? Whose planet do all the four Vedas stay in?
Brahma.
What is the name of Brahma's planet?
Satyaloka.
And those who speak lies should not have access to Satyaloka. Therefore, tell your wives, today they are falsified. And they should not be able to return back to their homes today. This is the meaning of the verse. Please read, Prabhuji.
O Lord, you say to us, return back to your samsara homes. We are simple-hearted ladies, and we respectfully keep this order of yours on our heads. Today we will go back to our samsara homes, even after surrendering unto you. Tell us, however, O Lord, your wives, the Shrutis, proudly proclaim that one who surrenders unto you will never have to return back to samsara, material world, ever again. O Lord, will these Shrutis be able to go back to their homes today?
The sarcastic comment by Sri Harisuri. Dear devotees, when the Brahmanas came to know that our wives have offered food, but we could not offer, the Brahmanas immediately felt great regret. Sri Shukadev Goswami says, this is the final section of the chapter. Athanusmritya vipraste
Athanusmritya vipraste
Anvatapyan kritagasa
Anvatapyan kritagasa
Yad Vishveshwarayoryachyam
Yad Vishveshwarayoryachyam
Ahanman Ravidambayo
Ahanman Ravidambayo.
Please read the translation.
The Brahmanas then came to their senses and began to feel great remorse. They thought, we have sinned, for we have denied the request of the two lords of the universe, who deceptively appeared as ordinary human beings.
Dear devotees, at this point of time, the Brahmanas cannot go and directly meet Krishna. The Brahmanas are also afraid that if Kamsa comes to know that these people were asking for forgiveness, then Kamsa may become against these Brahmanas. The Brahmanas could not go and ask for forgiveness. The Brahmanas lamented that they could not give rise to Sri Krishna. The devotees, because of this lamentation, Sri Harisuri says something. Which family was Sri Harisuri born in? He realizes that his own family members are expressing regret. He composes a verse on behalf of the Brahmanas, asking for forgiveness from Bhagavan. And he says, Dear Bhagavan, please tell me, if while chewing food, if your own teeth bite you, would you become angry? Do you become angry on your own teeth? If your own teeth bite you while chewing food? Yes or no? You cannot become angry on your teeth, right? Dear Bhagwan, please know, teeth are known as dvijas, twice born. Because teeth take birth how many times?
2 times.
And it is said that dvijas are born from the mouth. Shastras say brahmanas take birth from the Lord's mouth. We are also dvijas who took birth from your mouth. And if we accidentally ended up hurting you, Bhagwan, does any intelligent person become angry at his own dvijas for hurting the mouth? Please tell me. No. So he asked for forgiveness on behalf of the brahmanas. Dear devotees, Sri Hari Suri concludes his realization on a final thought. This is the final verse. This verse is in the meter Shardula Vikriditam, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. Let's sing together, dear devotees.
Annena dvijayoshitodyavadiyam Krita sakrit satkritam Prapu saukyamalam babhuvurapita Sadvarnya bhagyashrita Tasmin Shri Yadunayake vidadatam Nityam sadishtarpanam Bhagyam vaktum asheshato vrajajusha Tesham nasheshopyalam.
Annena, by giving rice, grains, Dvijayoshito, the wives of these brahmanas, Adhyavaniyam, on this planet earth, Kritva Sakrit Satkritam, once they offered this rice to Sri Krishna. Dear devotees, what is the effect of offering rice once to Sri Krishna? See, Prapu Saukhyalam, they got unlimited happiness. And Babhuvurapita, they ensured one thing, these wives of the brahmanas. What did they ensure? Sadvarnya Bhagyashrita, all the sadhus in the future, whosoever will sing Srimad Bhagavatam will glorify whom? The wives of the brahmanas. This is ensured at this point of time. Shri Harisuri says, I am not able to understand now. Tasmin Shri Yadunayake Vidatam Nityam Sadishtarpanam. There were some devotees who were offering sumptuous food to Shri Krishna thrice a day, every single day, for years and years altogether. Who are these devotees? The Vrajavasis, their devotees. If the wives of the Brahmanas offered food even once and they got glorified for the rest of time, as long as Srimad Bhagavatam is there, what can be said about the Vrajavasis? Who every day, 3 times a day, sometimes even more, fed Bhagavan with unlimited quantities of food. Bhagyam Bhaktum, to speak of their good fortune, Asheshato, Vrajajusham, this residents of Vraja, to speak of their good fortunes, Sheshopyalam, even Ananta Shesh will get defeated in describing the good fortune of the near and dear Vrajavasis of Sri Krishna. This is the translation.
The wives of the Brahmanas fed Krishna only once, and by doing so, they achieved the highest bliss. Moreover, the saintly souls will speak of their good fortune for millenniums to come. Now, when I think of those Brajavasis who fed our Lord sumptuously thrice a day, I honestly believe that in describing their good fortune, even Ananta Shesh will be completely incapable.
Dear devotees, this is the glory of the Vrajavasis. Finally, the entire chapter, Sri Hari Suri says, is indirectly projecting whose glories? Vrajavasis. That is the mode of a devotee who is himself a Vrajavasi, dear devotees. And with this, I'd like to pause my speech. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidvam saha purayantu tad. Yadatra saushthavam kinchit tad guru revamine. If there's any mistake in what I spoke, dear devotees, kindly correct what I said. But if there's anything nice, please remember, tad guru reva, it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to my Gurujanas, dear devotees. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for kindly inviting, opening the doors of your home for this wonderful Ekadashi program. I am grateful to both of you. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu ki Jai.
Jai.
So, Prabhuji, do we have some time for Q&A or should we?
I think we have some time, Prabhu.
Some
We'll
time?
warm up the food.
Sure.
Already.
We can have some Q&A. Yes. So we'll begin with you, then we'll continue. Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Thank you so much for visiting this class. This sweet lecture has made a lot of imprint in my heart. Hopefully, I can take it back and dwell on it a little bit more, reflect on it. Prabhuji, just one short point. I think I might have not followed it, but why did the Gopas lie about Lord Balram sending them? Because there has to be like an intention behind lying as well.
It was just an intentional slip of tongue.
Okay.
But the commentator is very expert. But Sri Krishna wants to bring out taste in everything. So Sri Krishna gives him those realizations in his heart and he brings it. And then he says that the Gopas spoke half truth, half lies. Why? So it's very like, see, the Leela is made more flavorable by the realizations. Once you go through all these realizations, the Leela will no longer remain the same for you. You might have also heard Damodar. Have you heard Damodar Leela with Sri Harish's realization? No? Okay. So I'll send you, okay? And then you can hear, it was recorded in Columbus, right? Wonderful it was. And once you hear it with these realizations of the previous acharyas, it no longer remains the same for you. Next time when you hear Yagyapatni Leela, you know all these things. Huh? Obeisances, Dandavad pranams to the Viprabhu. He has changed the Leela for you permanently. And what has he done for you? He has made the Leela very sweet and flavorable for you. And anybody who does that for you, you should remember that we are grateful to him, because otherwise if we just read the plain vanilla, and then we'll say, Acha, what was the rasa? But the commentators are the one who are the rasikas. They bring out the ras. Yes, Rohit.
So my question was about the rasa of the wives. You first seems like Kaisuri mentioned that they were auxiliary ras, and later you mentioned that they maybe had a material power. So what is the? But it seems also based on like the situation, seems like they're acting in a more auxiliary way, like giving food and like. So I'm just trying to understand the.
No, giving food is not only exclusive to Vatsalya, na? Doesn't Srimati Radharani also cook for Sri Krishna? Yes? Somebody brought out a point recently that often in ISKCON we have terms like Radharani's kitchen. But actually it is Yashoda's kitchen. Srimati Radharani doesn't have an independent kitchen. She goes every morning to assist home because she knows Krishna loves food from both hands. So, Madhurya is such a rasa, it includes many characteristics of all the other rasas. Doesn't Madhurya have elements of Dasya, Sakhya? Yes, sir. Yes. So, what element of Vatsalya is present in Madhurya? The element of taking complete care of Bhagavan's needs. That element of Vatsalya is also present in Madhurya. But what element of Vatsalya is not present in Madhurya? The element of considering oneself as always a superior and never an equal or inferior. That element is not present in Madhurya. So because of this, there are some similarities, you may find there are some differences, but doesn't change the fact that the Viprapatnis approached Sri Krishna with the intention of conjugal relationship. That is clearly, otherwise why will Krishna say, go back to your homes? Their mothers is no problem. They have not approached with a motherly mood. That is the answer. I hope that satisfies you.
I guess, but then in the previous verse, it was mentioned the what because in the one of the earlier verses, did I misunderstand that verse? Like, I
think it was used as affection.
okay, it was general use of general affection.
Oh, the sneha was used. The snigdha mayi ushita.
No, bro, there was one before that.
Yeah.
There was a
So it's the one where it says like Vijavara Vadhu Shemam something, and then the next line it says Vatsalya.
Sputam tad vatsalya.
Yes.
Vatsalya, that is Krishna's merciful nature towards his devotees. It was not the Rajavadhu's vatsalya. No.
okay, that was my mistake.
Okay. It is Krishna's affection towards his devotees that he wanted to show.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I think you explained the adhikari meaning. In ISKCON, sometimes we see in SSN signature they put it Das Adhikari. Is that given as a name, Das Adhikari, in SSN time, or how you relate that?
Servant leader.
Servant leader. So, actually speaking, the original institution in society is Varnashram. Before there was any devotional institution like ISKCON, the original institution established by Krishna. Krishna also has established an institution in society. What is that institution? Varnashram. In Varnashram, a grihastha is called as adhikari. So a grihastha can use the term adhikari after it. Why? Because a grihastha at the time of marriage, he gets certain adhikar. What adhikar does he get? He gets the adhikar for artha and kama. You know what is adhikar for artha and kama? Adhikar for earning and adhikar for limited amount of sense enjoyment according to the prescribed shastra. So artha and kama. These adhikars are not given to the brahmachari, vanprastha or sannyasi. Can a brahmachari indulge in artha?
No.
Can a vanprastha indulge in earning money? No. Can a sannyasi indulge in artha? No. Can a sannyasi or vanprastha or brahmachari indulge in kama? No. So who has the adhikar for artha and kama? Therefore, somebody who has adhikar is called what? Adhikari. So that person may write, like after the name of the grihastha, so and Krishna Das, he will write adhikari. That adhikari is given by Varnashram. Originally, who has given that title to the grihastha? Varnashram has given that title. So that is adhikari. The brahmanas were also in which ashram? Yes, sir. Therefore, they were also considering themselves what? That's what Harishuri pointed out. These unmarried boys have come to us. These are not brahmachari, they don't have any ashram. We are adhikaris, we are supposed to take care of the situation. Acha, you are adhikari. Krishna is saying, yeah, you are adhikari. Adhikari, greater enemy. I hope that clarifies. Yes. Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
So it's a question related to reading these vilas. So, like you mentioned that if you just read Srimad Bhagavatam, it's vanilla, the spice comes out from the Acharya. So, is there any specific instruction in the Shastras about like when the sadhakas can start reading the Acharyas' commentaries? For example, like people say we should read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, CC, before even thinking about like let's say Gopal Champur. Like is there any order specified in this?
People ask me if there is an order or something like that. I am a traditional person. A traditional person knows that once you find slight taste, the order is decided by the taste. That is what I am basically. And my own guru, my Diksha guru, at 5 years of age, he was taught Srimad Bhagavatam. And he fully taught that literature. That is the thing first he read first. And he turned out to be. What does Prabhupada say? Because it's also important to see what Prabhupada says. So I would like to also support by quoting Prabhupada, because if I only quote my guru, then it will not be fully justified. So what Prabhupada says, I am saying, specifying here. So Prabhuji, please read this from here to here. Please read.
Within the past 500 years, many erudite scholars and acharyas like Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Vishnu Chakravarti, Vallabhacharya, and many other distinguished scholars, even after the time of Lord Chaitanya, made elaborate commentaries on the Bhagavatam. And the serious student would do well to attempt to go through them to better relish the transcendental messages.
How many of us want to become serious students? 1.1.1, Srimad Bhagavatam purport. I am giving the reference. You can look it up. Prabhupada says that the serious student should relish the message of the previous acharyas. This is not an instruction given in a letter to a disciple privately. Instructions in letters are private instructions to specific individuals. Instructions in purports are considered to be private instructions or general instructions. So this is the highest level of instruction, which it trumps even instructions given in letters.
But Prabhupada also says in CC general is that you should do this, like that. Or
Sure. CC, he says CC is postgraduate study, before that is graduate study, Bhagavatam. So, well, serious student means at least you have attained graduate level. Na? When you are studying Bhagavatam, Prabhupada's recommendation is this. If you become a serious student, you reach to the level where you started the Bhagavatam, so along with Prabhupada's commentary, do a comparison of the other commentaries also. Why? Better in order, what is the purpose? Is our purpose to show that I can read from multiple acharyas and I can show that I know better than Prabhupada? Is that our purpose? No. In the last line he says, what is the purpose? What is the purpose?
Relish, better relish.
Better relish the transcendental meaning. That is our purpose. Our purpose is not malicious. Like Jayadev said, don't think that I am speaking to malign the previous acharyas. My realization may be like kajal. When you apply to the eyes of the previous acharyas, they will become more beautiful. So I'll read the previous acharyas so that whenever I see that Prabhupada is also quoting a previous acharya, I know who he is quoting. And then I can backtrack. And then I know all the connections. And then I know all the hidden realizations. And then when I speak to the devotees, it will help me even more. That is the purpose of reading previous acharyas. Often some devotees misunderstand. You will read previous acharya, you will become proud and you will deviate and X, Y. They will make a big cloud of, misunderstanding in front of you. Baba, I am not that person. My nishtha towards Prabhupada is fixed. Because I know who is my Param Guru. So once that nishtha is fixed, you can read any Vaishnava literature in the world, you will come back to the same place where you have nishtha for Srila Prabhupada. So a new person may get deviated, but a person who is fixed in their nishtha will not get deviated. So different instructions, but people who are having different nishtha. You can't give the same instruction to everybody. So if a new person is asking you, can I read commentary of previous acharya? You have to tell them first thoda basic bana lo. First make your basis. How do you make your basis? Read the small books in Bhagavad Gita. That's how you make the basis. You can read the small books in Bhagavad Gita. Once your foundation is there, then you read Srimad Bhagavatam with the various snupa. Then you will become even more strengthened. So simple thing, okay? I will not give you पहले यही पढ़ने का उसके बाद यही पढ़ने उसके बाद ये नहीं तो तुम deviate हो जाए ऐसा पहले tradition doesn't say like that. Okay, I respect the recommendations given by the devotees. I don't want to put it down, but they are not the exclusive path of progress. This also I should say. As a brahmana, I should not lie. They are not the exclusive path to progress, because my own guru has progressed through a different path and has made it very well. Srimad Bhagavatam cover to cover 50 times with the commentary of Sridhar Swami. That's a record in itself. So it's not. When you meet tradition has people of great caliber, and they have reached there by following the spontaneous path of taste. So when you start getting taste in Srimad Bhagavatam, do a comparative study of the various acharyas, and then you will find immense taste, and you will also progress nicely. Alright? But I respect the recommendations given. I have heard of 2 or 3 lists. Prabhu X says this is the order. Prabhu Y says that is the order. The order is first make your basis. And after you make your basis in the form of Bhagavad Gita and small books, then read Srimad Bhagavatam with the various commentaries. And then read Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'll tell you something about Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, people who read Srimad Bhagavatam may understand or may not understand. But actually the only person who will truly understand Bhagavatam is the one who reads it after reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yes, sir. I think he said it in Amritvani. I'll try to find it. I'll quickly answer this last question and then I will. In Amritvani, he said something to this effect that see here. Please see what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says. Please read.
However, a Bhagavatam reciter must follow the Bhagavatam's teachings before he will be able to preach. Chaitanya Charitamrita states that unless one practices, he cannot teach religious principles to others.
Yeah. So here he mentions, and later also he says. So there was a statement in these teachings I remember where he says that unless you understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can't really understand Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the reason why Srila Prabhupada before the first canto begins, he gives a detailed, account of the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Was the need to give a detailed account of the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before you are even beginning the first canto? So first you have the practical example, then you get the theory. Once you have the practical example, पूरा भागवतम पढ़ लिया, who is the ideal devotee? पता ही नहीं, वो कैसे चलेगा? You read the entire Bhagavatam and you find the ideal devotee in one person. Which person is that? Then you know how to behave. Finally, how do you have to behave? You have to behave like Chaitanya. Yes,
Prabhu, thank you for another nectarian class, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Each time I get to this pastime, see the brahmanas, first they did not identify. And they were learned scholars and everything. They are brahmanas. But they, after that, the message is sent to the wives and the wives of the brahmanas gave the food and they realized the Bhagavatam, there are several verses that they are feeling bad.
Yeah.
They are so great. What is our birth? Even after studying all this, we could not.
Dhik kulam, dhik janma.
Right. A lot of those things come.
Huh.
And that means they have understood that Krishna is the Supreme Lord at that time. And then they have understood what the mistake that they have committed or they did not identify before.
Right.
And still why are they scared of Kamsa and could not go and meet and or at least surrender?
They know that they still have families to take care of. They are paying yearly tax also to Kamsa. And Kamsa knows that this person is my enemy, Krishna is my enemy. If by chance anybody else in the village, besides the brahmanas, there are other people staying in the village. Anybody, because these are ladies, they will tell everybody. Any one of our wives, they spread the news that the brahmanas, our husbands also paid obeisance to Krishna. This news spreads in the village. Anybody in the village goes to Mathura and says, these brahmanas were actually paying obeisances to Krishna. फिर उसके बाद क्या होगा? I hope you are able to.
Yes.
Nanda Maharaj also used to go and pay taxes to Kamsa. है कि नहीं? No? One year Nanda Maharaj went and paid taxes to Krishna. What is the need for Nanda Maharaj to pay? भगवान हमारा बेटा है नहीं, but that is that is not what it is. They are according to Leela, Yogamaya inspires fear in their minds from Kamsa. But that fear in the Vrajavasis is a different emotion. And fear in the materialists, like the Brahmanas, is a different emotion. Fear in the Vrajavasis is not a material emotion. It is a Sanchari Bhava, transitional emotion of experiencing Bhakti Ras, of Vatsalya Ras. And fear in the Brahmanas, this is not Sanchari Bhava right now. Because they have not yet entered into a relationship with Krishna. Nanda Maharaj has already entered into a relationship, his eternal relationship as father. So his bhai is a sanchari bhav of his bhakti ras. Whereas these brahmanas, their bhai is actually material fear from comes. So that is the difference. Right? Yes.
Prabhu, I wanted to ask you on similar lines when we are doing Leela, when we are reading about Krishna Leela, as Prabhu also mentioned. When we are hearing from you or Acharyas, even Sri Hari story, it takes the meanings to new heights and we are able to relish it. But you mentioned when we are doing Shravan Dasha, we are also doing our own Swadhyaya. So when we are doing our own reading, we might also get some of our own realizations which could be born out of our imagination. Is that okay, or how should we do our own Swadhyaya? Because we might not be getting that relishment, but somehow or the other we get our own.
See, there is a standard technique to write realizations of one's own. Right? The previous acharyas have specified Vilokyanya Nibandhamscha Karyam Kavya Kritadara. They say that first and foremost, one should understand the realizations of the existing acharyas. Why? First, understand the realizations of existing acharyas, because tomorrow I may write something and it may be in contradiction with what a previous acharya has written. But I don't even know what the previous acharya has written. How will I know what I am writing is in contradiction or not in contradiction? First and foremost, we have to study the realizations of the previous acharyas. After studying that, come to a stage of smaran where you are situated in samadhi. I hope you are able to understand. When you are situated in the stage of samadhi and you have your eternal form revealed to you, that is the time where you know what is your situation in the spiritual world. From that vantage point, you can write easily. When did Sri Harisuri put a pen on paper? He knows 14 Vidyas. He can write any n number of commentaries on Bhagavatam. When did he put his pen to paper? Only after a particular event. Which event? Only after darshan did he put his pen on paper, because he wanted to be sure what I am writing has to come from a source which is not my fertile mind. That is why.
So when we are doing our Shravan Dasha, Varan Dasha, and the initial parts of Smaran Dasha, that is all in line with Acharya.
Yeah. And if you get some spurti, that is called a spurti. If you get some realization while doing your japa or smaran, etc., you can write it down in your notebook, but don't advertise it. It's very important to not advertise these things. Why? The Bhagavatam says that one should not advertise these things. In the 11th canto, Sri Krishna says, Kritasya parikirtanam. So this is, I'll show this final answer, and I think then we'll pause for today. We have Prashadam ready. So Kritasya parikirtanam is, yes, this is what it is. Kritasya parikirtanam. In translation of this, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says something, not advertising, one's activities. So this is one of the meanings of this. I will show you in the word for word. Yeah. Kritasya aparikirtanam. Can you see what is the translation?
One's devotional activities are parikirtanam, not advertising.
So that is very important. You write in your personal notebook, don't advertise. Right? So, Mataji, should we stop here?
As you please, Prabhu.
Or can we take one last? The Prashadam is ready?
Yes.
Okay, it's ready. So, Prabhuji I'll take it up private, personally. Okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. His grace and passion.
Jai.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for raising our home by your presence. It's only by Krishna's cosmos mercy that you have come and blessed all of us. I'm very grateful to Dankiri Mataji
Yes.
for the opportunity.
She's saying what?
Thank you very much.
Thank you to Sachindra Krishna Prabhu Sachindra Krishna Prabhu invited me here to ISV, but actually, Dankeli Mataji is the one who's been cooking all the nice prashadam. So that credit goes to her. I'm grateful to both of them, and especially Arman has been taking care of Hari very much. Thank you. Okay. Let's sing together. Mahaprasade
Govinde Nam Brahmi Vaishnave Swarva Punyavatam Rajan Vishwasam Navajayate
Jai Sri Krishna
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Why don't you sing the remaining part of Ekadasi? Say Annamrit Bhav.
Can we end this? Okay.